Listen closely, because what I'm sharing with you is something you need to understand deeply. The fact that you're here, hearing these words, is not by chance or accident. It is because I, the Lord your God, have allowed you to be in this moment for a reason. There is something important I want to place in your heart today. I have seen every step you've taken, every tear you've quietly shed, and every night when your thoughts seemed overwhelming. I have heard your prayers, even the ones you thought went unanswered, and I've felt the weight of your struggles, even when no one else saw them. There is nothing in your life that I don't know about. I see your pain, your worries, your battles, and I also see your deepest hopes. Today, I want you to know that a final decision has been made about your situation. This decision is not based on what you see right now or what others think of you, but on the plan I've had for you from before you were born. The way I am working may surprise you, because I don't always follow the path you expect. I have already moved things that were hidden, broken down obstacles you couldn't see, and set up a great change that will be for your good and the fulfillment of my purpose in your life. What happens next starts right now, in this very moment as you hear these words. But you also need to know that there have been forces trying to confuse you, distract you, and make it hard for you to see what I'm doing. They have tried to fill your heart with doubt, telling you that there's no way out, that you're all alone, and that your prayers have no power. But I promise you, I have already acted in your favor. Every promise I made to you is still true, and I will save you. Think of this moment as a clear sign that I've heard your cry, and I haven't stayed silent. I remember every time you've asked, Lord, when will this change? How much longer must I wait? Today I am telling you, the waiting is over. The decision has already been made in heaven, and now you will see it come to pass here on earth. What is coming next will be a blessing like no other, something that will change your life in ways you can't even imagine. But listen carefully, because if you let yourself be distracted or lose focus now, you might miss the guidance that will lead you to this blessing. That's why I ask you to stay with me and pay close attention until the very end. Very soon, you will understand why I have chosen you, why your name has been marked with my favor, and why I've protected you even when it felt like no one cared. Out of millions of people in this world, this message has been given to you. I have brought you to this moment and to this place because you are entering a time of clear vision, renewal, and freedom. The barriers that once held you back will begin to fall, and what once seemed impossible will open up before you like a clear path. Listen to me now. What is coming will change the way you see everything that has happened in your life so far. Every tear you've cried will make sense. Every time you were quiet will turn into a story, and every door that shut will be remembered as protection, leading you to something far better. Remember what's written in Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Keep these words close because they are meant for you today. Stay focused. Don't wonder or ignore what I am about to show you in the next few moments, because this could be your last chance to receive all that I have planned for you. I'm the one who opens door and no one can shut, and the one who closes door and no one can open. If you stay faithful and alert, you will soon see that what is coming is not just an answer to your prayers, but a brand new chapter that will completely transform your life. Pay attention, because we are now entering a deeper moment where I will reveal to you what I have in store. You may feel tired, unsure, or even like you've been overlooked by those around you. You might think your hard work has been for nothing or that your prayers have been ignored. But I assure you, that is not the case. You are standing at a critical point in your life. This is not just any moment. This is the turning point that will shape everything that follows. Even if you can't fully see it right now, there is resistance rising against you, trying to steer you away from the path I have set for you. But know this, that opposition is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you are very close to the blessing I have prepared for you. You have faced challenges in tough times, and while others only saw your outer struggles, I have seen the most important thing, your spirit. I have seen your faithfulness when you didn't understand what was going on, your persistence when everything seemed against you, and your broken heart that still held on to me. Because of that, I am acting now. What I'm sharing with you is not just a simple message, but a powerful message straight from my heart to yours. The time of waiting is over, and these words are a clear sign that what you've been waiting for has already been released in heaven. But to receive what is coming, you must stay spiritually alert. Don't let doubt distract you or let what you can see around you make you forget what I have already decided. When you embrace this message with faith, you will open the door for my hand to work in your life. The deepest truth behind the resolution of your situation is this: deep down, you already knew it was coming to an end. You could feel that something had finished. What once kept you bound and in struggle has now ended. But listen carefully. What has ended is not your journey. It is the end of your battle. It's not the closure of your purpose, but the victory over what was holding you back. When I say something is finished, it means it is finished for good. There's no chance for it to be changed, reviewed, or reversed. Every lie spoken against you, every obstacle placed in your way, every attempt to weaken you, those things are all already cancelled. I have made the decision for you, and my decision is unshakable. The enemy tried to tell you that my silence meant I had abandoned you. He whispered that blocked paths meant rejection, closed doors were punishment, and being ignored or overlooked was discipline. But today, I tell you plainly, all of that is a lie. The truth is, my silence at certain times was not a punishment, but a strategy to protect you and to align things in your favor. You weren't being rejected or forgotten. You were being reserved and positioned for what's coming. Today, I tell you with all certainty, your situation has been resolved. I've already prepared what's next for you, and it is filled with peace, joy, abundance, and security. It won't be like before, because now you will walk in a freedom you've never known. You will feel as though the heavens have opened over you, and you will understand that every delay, every wait, and every long night had a purpose. I will show you why it all happened, and you will see that nothing was in vain. Remember what is written in Jeremiah, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope." Keep this word in your heart, for it will be your anchor as you see everything start to fall into place, and your story transforms. So stand firm, because what I am telling you is not a promise for some far-off future. It is beginning right now. While the enemy tries to distract you, I will strengthen you. While others doubt you, I am supporting you. As the voices of the world fade away, my voice will lead you. What is coming is your new season, and no one will be able to stop it because I, the Lord your God, have already declared it. There are times in life when things don't seem to line up, when everything around you looks unstable, when resources are scarce, relationships are tested, and your dreams feel far away. But what you see is not the whole truth. The visible is just a small glimpse of what I'm working in the unseen. Don't let what's happening around you guide you. Follow the path I set before the world was even created. Right now, I have been moving pieces that once seemed scattered, and I've been connecting people, opportunities, and situations you never imagined would be part of your story. I've been opening doors where there seemed to be no way, and closing others that would have led you astray. The time that felt empty was not wasted. It was a quiet season of preparation and protection. It wasn't a delay. It was the stage where I was carefully arranging every detail to make sure the end result would be perfect. I have seen the times when your strength seemed to fade, and the nights when doubts and questions felt heavier than the answers. I've watched every moment when tiredness tried to overwhelm you and when insecurity sought to settle in your heart. Even when you felt unseen or forgotten, I was working behind the scenes, guiding you step by step toward this moment. This is that moment. What for so long seemed like an endless struggle has now come to an end. The opposition has tried to hold you back, using painful memories, hurtful words, and hidden fears to stop your progress. But it has no power to stop what I have already put in motion. Every lie spoken against you, every roadblock that tried to delay you, every distraction meant to pull you away from your purpose has been nullified. None of these obstacles will succeed, for I have set a boundary that cannot be crossed. What ended was not your purpose, but the weight that held you back. That season is over. I have decreed that the cycles of weariness, frustration, and going in circles are finished. No more wandering, because I have set a new direction for you. When I close one chapter, it's never to leave you empty. It's to open a new one where your life will grow. I have made my decision in your favor, and once I decide something, no human or spiritual force can change it. During the times of silence, some may have thought I had abandoned you, believing you had no support, but it was all part of a plan to protect you. I do not reveal my plan before it's time, because I know the enemy tries to interfere with things that are not yet ready. I kept what belongs to you safe until the right moment. And now, that moment has arrived. The new season that is starting is filled with everything you need provision, not just in material things, but in everything that brings true peace, rest for your heart, healing for your wounds, clarity for your steps, and relationships that will lift you up instead of draining you. Every empty place in your life will be filled with what truly nourishes you, and every spot that was once filled with pain will now be taken over by joy. There will be no need to force what is coming, for it will flow naturally, like a river that finds its way after a storm. All of this is supported by the certainty I declared from the start, as it is written in Psalms, chapter 37, verse 5. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do it. This is not just a possibility. It is a sure thing. What I have said, I will do. What I have promised, I will bring to life. So, even though the surroundings may still show signs of the struggle, the final decision has already been made. What once seemed like a life of hardship will now become a story of victory. The voices that accused you will be quiet, and those who watched from afar will witness a new light shining over you. What once weighed you down will now be just a memory with no power, and every step you take will carry the mark of my support. The way has been cleared, and you will move forward without the burdens that once held you back. There are times when change does not come with a loud announcement, but with a quiet shift that changes everything around you without anyone noticing. This is how I have chosen to act. What I am doing now does not rely on the approval of people or on the understanding of those around you, because it is a matter already settled in the highest place, and nothing can stop its fulfillment. I don't need anyone's permission to bring to life what I have planned. I have moved things where your eyes cannot see, and I have opened doors in places that once seemed out of reach. For a long time, it felt like you were moving ahead, but something invisible was holding you back. Whatever held you down has lost its power. The pressure you once felt and the weight you carried without explanation are gone. Now, what is unfolding is not just a momentary break, but a complete shift in your view. I have worked in situations that appeared closed forever, and I have planted seeds in places that seemed barren. What once seemed empty will soon bear fruit, and it won't be scarce or temporary fruit, but a harvest full of life and lasting abundance. You are not entering a time of small steps forward, but but a season where clarity and stability will be the strong foundation beneath your feet. No longer will you walk on unsure ground, wondering if the next step will be safe. I have paved the way for you and confirmed it with the strength of my word. You will no longer look back in fear, because what is behind you has no permission to return. I have closed the door to what no longer belongs in your life and opened the door to something new. The days of relying on your own strength are over. I have provided resources for you that do not come from your own efforts but from my supernatural provision. This provision will not be limited to the physical things but will cover every area of your life: rest for your soul, wisdom to make decisions, and relationships that will help you grow. You will not have to beg for acceptance or fight for your place, because I have already prepared a space for you that no one can take. Everything I have planned for you has been set up with great care. Even what felt like a delay was actually timed perfectly to ensure you could receive it without anything standing in the way. I do not waste time, and when things are in my hands, nothing is lost. What once felt like a constant battle just to keep moving forward will now become a steady flow of grace that will carry you without wearing you down. Keep in mind what I have said, as it is written in Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it. This means that every word I've spoken over your life is meant to come to pass, and it will not just float in the air. Soon, you will begin to see how the pieces that once seemed scattered start to come together. What you didn't understand before will now make sense, and what you thought was lost will be returned in a way that exceeds your expectations. The atmosphere will shift, not by your own doing, but because I have already determined it. This is not just a change, it is a permanent transformation. What I am doing right now will be the solid foundation upon which the years ahead of you will be built. And the foundation is unshakable. I have watched as your steps have taken you down paths where uncertainty felt stronger than hope. You have watched as doors closed unexpectedly, paths that seemed full of promise turned into dead ends, and opportunities that appeared secure slipped away without warning. None of this happened by chance. Every detour, every pause, every setback was part of my plan to guide you away from what would not support you in the long run and to protect what I have placed inside you. There were things that moved out of your reach because they weren't meant to be part of what I am about to establish. Not everything that seemed good was part of my design for your life, and that's why I removed it before it could take root. At the time, you might not have understood the reason, but now you will begin to see how the pieces fit together. What felt like emptiness was actually preparation for something much greater, as I've reserved a space where only what is true, pure, and lasting can settle. This is not just about new things coming into your life, but about them staying and growing without the constant fear of losing them. This is why I have torn down the internal structures that would have limited your ability to hold what is coming. I have addressed thoughts, beliefs, and habits that could have worked against the fulfillment of my plan for you. This wasn't punishment, but protection for what's ahead. A solid foundation can bear any weight, and I have strengthened yours. Now, stability is beginning to settle it not as something that depends on good seasons, but as a constant state that will endure, even when opposing winds blow around you. I don't want you just to survive. I want you to live in fullness with a confidence that won't be shaken by the unexpected. The peace I am bringing will not be disturbed by rumors or outside changes because it comes from a source beyond all circumstances. The journey you've been on has also been a response to your deepest prayers, the ones you made without knowing if they were being heard. From the very beginning, I have been responding, even when you couldn't see the evidence. I've done this because, as it is written in Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. I've kept this word over your life to remind you that nothing I've promised will go unfulfilled. Soon, you will realize that the key connections needed for the fulfillment of my plan are already set in place. People you never imagined working with will approach you, ready to offer what has been missing. Resources you thought were beyond reach will come to you with ease because they don't rely on your strength or your contacts, but on the plan I've already set. At the same time, I will remove anything from your life that could contaminate or interfere with the work I'm doing. Everything is aligned so that what I have decided will unfold exactly as planned. There will be no confusion because the path will be clear and every step will make sense. What once seemed disordered will now show itself as a perfectly designed plan. I am not making things up as I go. I am bringing to life something I set in motion long ago. And when it happens, it will be clear not just to you but to everyone who doubted that change was possible. What I am doing will not be temporary. It will mark a significant turning point in your life, something so evident that no one will be able to call it coincidence. And when it happens, you will know without a doubt that it is not luck, but the exact fulfillment of what was destined for you long before you started this journey. I have seen the thoughts you've kept hidden deep inside, the questions you've kept silent, unsure if you would ever find answers. There have been times when your own mind became a battleground, where uncertainty tried to build walls and emotional exhaustion sought to take hold. But none of these inner struggles have been unnoticed by me. I've seen every silent conversation you had with yourself, every time you tried to make sense of what you felt but couldn't find the right words. I have not been distant from these invisible battles. I've been working in ways you don't always notice, adjusting things inside you so that you can handle what is coming. I've strengthened your ability to discern truth from deception, because in the days ahead, not every opportunity that appears will align with the purpose I've designed for you. That is why I have placed within you a clarity that will awaken at just the right moment, allowing you to recognize what truly brings life and what only appears to be good. I have also been restoring parts of you that were worn down by past disappointments. Some wounds were hidden, but they affected how you approach the new. I have quietly touched those areas, removing the weight of past experiences that could have repeated themselves. I do not want the next blessing to be received through the lens of fear or past failures. What is coming will not be like the past because it is not shaped by past mistakes, but by my unchangeable decision. In this season, I am realigning your surroundings. People, places, and situations are being moved carefully. Some connections that once seemed crucial will fade, not as a loss, but for your protection. In their place, I have brought connections that will provide stability, direction, and true support. These will not be relationships built on convenience, but bonds established with eternal purpose. These connections will play a vital role in supporting what is to come, and each one will appear at the perfect time. There will be no confusion about the source of what you receive. You will not be able to credit it to your own strength or planning. The way it unfolds will make it clear that it has been my work from the very beginning. This will not be a temporary fix or a short-term relief, but a full intervention that will change the way you see things. I am not giving you something that will last for a while and then fade away. I am positioning you in a place that cannot be shaken by the instability of the world. As it is written in Psalms, He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. I have watched over every step, even when you felt like there was no progress. I've done this so that now you can walk with confidence, without fearing that you might stumble. Listen closely, because what I am telling you is not something to take lightly. The fact that you are here, listening to these words, is not by chance or coincidence. I, the Lord your God, have brought you to this moment because there is something important I need to place in your heart today. I have seen every step you have taken, every tear you have quietly shed, and every night when your thoughts felt overwhelming. I have heard the prayers you thought went unanswered, and I have felt the weight of your struggles, even when no one else could see them. Nothing in your life is hidden from me. I know your pain, your frustrations, your battles, and your deepest desires. Today, I tell you that a final decision has been made about your circumstances. This decision is not based on what you see right now, nor on what others think of you, but on what I have planned for you since before you were born. And I want you to know that the reason for this decision might surprise you, because my way doesn't always follow the path you expect. I have shifted things you couldn't see, removed obstacles that blocked your way, and prepared a major change that will be for your good and the fulfillment of my purpose for you. What is coming starts right now, in this moment as you hear these words. However, you need to understand that there have been forces trying to cloud your understanding and distract you from seeing what I am doing. They've worked to fill your heart with doubts, making you believe there is no way out, that you are alone, and that your prayers have no power. But I assure you, I have already acted on your behalf. Every promise I have made is still valid, and my power is not limited in saving you. Consider this moment a clear sign that I have heard your cry, and I have not remained silent. I remember every time you asked, Lord, when will this change? How long must I wait? And today I am telling you that your waiting is over. The outcome has already been decided in heaven, and now you will see it unfold here on earth. What is coming next will be a great blessing, one that will change your life in ways you cannot even imagine. But be careful, because if you lose focus or stray from what I am showing you, you might miss the guidance that leads to this blessing. That is why I ask you to stay with me until the end. Very soon, you will understand why I have favored you, why I have set you apart and protected you, even in the times when it seemed like no one cared.